Well, they play 4 games, and it ends up 2-2. White Sox win 2 at U.S. Cellular. We're having fun at Melty's expense, and the Cubs take 2 at Wrigley. Cap, Holly, and Belton, Bill Melton with you here in our Comcast SportsNet studios. That was a really good baseball game. 2 good starting pitchers, and the Cubs were able to put enough offense together to beat Chris Sale.
Right, it had a different feel early in the game. It was like the Cubs were out 3-4 runs out in front, but Chris Sale did a nice job kind of keeping the team in it. The White Sox in this ball game. John Lackey outstanding. Good at bats. That's what I was so impressed with. Situational hitting, moving guys along. Ben Zobrist starts to kind of come out of that funk. Kind of noticed it last night, a couple hard hit balls. Has a real nice game tonight. Dexter Fowler gets on base. So things are starting to line up again where you get that feel that multiple spots in our lineup we can score some runs.
Bill, Chris Sale pitched pretty darn well. As Holly said, kept the team in the game. Sox just couldn't solve John Lackey or the bullpen.
The Sox don't hit guys with sliders very well at all. I think that's one of the toughest guys on him besides off-speed stuff. When you look at Chris Sale, he's a different type of pitcher now. The best game he has really thrown is in Seattle, where he struck out, I think, 9 or 10. He doesn't get that double-digit strikeout much anymore, and 6 strikeouts tonight, that's pretty much his norm right now. And I know his velocity, they say it's down. I think what he's trying to do is become more of a pitcher. I really do, because with a thin frame like that and 35 starts, you got to back off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I think when he wants to strike out, he'll go for it, but a lot of times he just likes to put it in play now.
First start of his career that he did not have a strikeout in the first 3 innings.
I heard that.
Crazy.
I know.
All right, Cubs win this one. We'll take you through all the highlights. We'll hear from the managers and all of it, but we'll start it all with, we call this Cubs fist club.
What is this?
Another one?
It's like the gorillas in the mist.
That's right.
I mean, don't punch me with those things, man.
That's it. Cubs win.
Yeah, wait till I bring my mittens out.
Cubs get it done. Melty's got a puke bucket over there. We'll be right back on the postgame show.
I enlisted in the Army in 2005. I went to Iraq 3 times and Afghanistan once. She's the culprit that ripped our door off. 2,000-pound animal bumping into a steel door creates quite a bit of damage. Actually use the app, take pictures of it right there for USAA, and they take care of the rest. USAA is great about working with both active and separated military. I'm Josh Eilers, and I'm a USAA member for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
Taco Bell's new $5 triple-double crunch wrap box has no sides, but it does come with a Doritos Locos Taco, a Crunchy Taco, and a Baja Blast. The all-new $5 box. All mains, no sides. Only at Taco Bell.
This is Coach Q at the new Benny's Beverage Depot in Lincolnwood. You should have seen this place 3 months ago. Today, it's the largest wine, spirits, and beer superstore on the North Shore. As they say, if you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
It's a golden opportunity to discover what we learn on the track doesn't stay on the track. It just finds more street legal form. For a limited time, get some of the best offers of the year on our complete line of F-Sport performance vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 IS Turbo with 0 due at signing for $389 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
$1 window siding and door installation, 102 Pine Street.
Let's go, guys. It's Feldco to the rescue with $1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors. Plus no money down and no interest until 2018. It's Feldco's biggest sale of the year.
That's $1.
$1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Hurry, $1 installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Audi, truth in engineering. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Toyota. Discover more in a Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Let's go places. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Pitch, a bouncer, it's Baez charging, Cubs win.
And the Cubs get it done. They beat one of the best pitchers in baseball. Cubs improved to 61-40. White Sox fall to 50-52. 3-7-0. Quite a bit better than 1-5-1. Lackey 8-7 over Sale 14-4. Save to Aroldis. Chapman is first in a Cubs uniform. And welcome in to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, along with Todd Hollingsworth and Bill Melton. I'm David Kaplan. I'll start with you, Melton, Bill. White Sox offense just couldn't get on track. Lackey was pretty locked in tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going to take anything away from John Lackey. He's one of the tougher type pitchers for us to hit as a slider pitcher. But the middle of the order with the White Sox is really has this team kind of where it's at. We're not getting the big RBIs out of the 3 or 4 guys in a row. You look at Abreu, he's got 11 home runs. My goodness, I don't think he's hit a home run in about 3 weeks. That's hurting us a lot. We're not scoring runs because of that, not solely because of that. And if you look at Frazier, he gets hot for a couple of games and he kind of shuts it down because, you know, he's not hitting the doubles anymore. So I think in the middle of the order, other than Milky Cabrera, I think a lot of times we get shut down and it's really up to the top and the bottom of the order. That's what I've seen in most games.
How about your thoughts on Ben Zobrist? He had a very good game.
Yeah, great to see. I go back to the at-bat versus Nate Jones. It spun on 2 fastballs, 97. That's a great sign. I tell you about that all the time, finding that barrel. And we watched Ben kind of go through a thing here where his batting average coming down a little bit, struggling just a little bit. I mean, he'd tell you the numbers aren't where he wants them to be of late. But a great sign tonight. Had a great situational at-bat, went up the middle off Chris Sale, spun on velocity, which is always a good sign, and starting to square that baseball up again. I really expect, and I said this to somebody just a little while ago, when you see at-bats like that, expect that player to get hot for a little while.
All right, let's check out the highlights of tonight's ball game. It was very competitive, very good game. Top of the first, after a Tim Anderson infield single, Melky Cabrera lines a double to right. Anderson rounds third, stops for a second, and then says, you know what, I'm going to go. And he is safe at the plate. White Sox take a 1-0 lead. Cubs, though, come right back in their half of the first. But, you know, when they take the lead, Holly, you think, oh, boy, with Chris Sale, who knows? But the Cubs come back. Chris Bryant ropes one to deep center field. It looks like it's got a chance to go. It is off the wall. Dexter Fowler comes around from first to score. Bryant winds up at second with a double, and we are tied at 1.
Yeah, credit Dexter Fowler for putting together a quality first at bat right there, setting up the response, which is Chris Bryant right there jumping on a changeup and driving it off the center field wall. Great read by Dexter, gets himself into position, realizes it's not going to be caught, and then you start to see him turn on the Jets right there, get this thing tied.
All right, we move to the bottom of the third. There are 2 men on in a tie ball game. Ben Zobrist with a liner up the middle, and that is going to get Dexter Fowler in. Scores his second run of the ball game, and it is 2-1 Cubs. And after this at bat, Zoe 7 for 13 lifetime against Sale.
Well, you see the great piece of hitting right there. Pulls his hands in. There was nothing about that swing that tells you on that big sweeping breaking ball that he was going to get out and around it and try and pull it to the left side. No, he was going through the middle before that pitch was ever thrown, kept his hands inside of it, drove it right back through the middle.
All right, bottom of the 8th now. Ben Zobrist led off the inning with a double, went to third on an error on the play. With 1 out, Addison Russell with a grounder to short. Tim Anderson can't get the ball out of his glove quickly enough. Zobrist scores. Cubs go up 3-1. Yeah, that is how it would end.
Yeah, some interesting positioning right there by Anderson. He was the one playing a little deeper than the other 3 infielders with the infield in right there. Did bobble it just a little bit, but enough to get the run across. I was curious to know why he was playing a little deeper right there.
Yeah, you got to give Zobrist credit for reading it right away. It was on contact play, and what happened, the young man just kind of, it only takes a second. He'll learn that in the big leagues, that you just can't bobble anything because guys, you know, they're a little more heads up on a base pass. But he's done that a couple of times, and that's all right. He's a young guy. He's going to learn that. You're right. Maybe he was out of position. I didn't see it. They'll probably
just seemed like he was a little deeper.
Yeah,
than,
next time this comes up, that situation, they'll probably
slide him up a little
help
bit,
him out a little bit.
Let's take a look at our Elk Grove pitching recap, and we'll look at 2 starters who were both very, very good. John Lackey for the Cubs, Chris Sale for the White Sox. Sale and Lackey both go 6 innings, 6 hits to 4, 2 earned runs to 1, 4 strikeouts for Sale, 3 walks. Lackey 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Pitch count 111 to 84.
Yeah.
What'd you like about and not like about Chris Sale?
I don't like the 111 pitches. You see how much he's laboring now in his last 8 or 10 starts? I don't call it laboring, but he's throwing a lot more pitches. because he's trying to throw a lot more change-ups and stuff and less hard sliders, trying to move the ball around quite a bit. A little deep for him as far as pitch count, because he's actually had some games. That one in Seattle was 90 pitches or something like that in the 8th inning. So when his pitch count is down and there's a 1-run game, 2-run game, Chris Sale generally can get his way out of it.
What did you think of Sale tonight? Because he's as good as you're going to see.
Yeah, I was expecting, I have to admit, I mean, I was telling Bill, I expected a little bit more velocity. I thought he looked a little rusty early, and I guess that's the one thing that stands in my mind. Now, I don't see him every day like you do, but that's my eyes. I mean, I've seen him before, and a lot of times when I do see him, it's big sweeping breaking balls and elevated fastball velocity. I saw a little bit, not a lot.
All right, let's go to Wrigley, because Chris Sale, for the first time since the incident with the uniforms, he is meeting the media right now.
I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to the coaches. I just wanted to come in, treat today like a normal day, get ready for the game, and go and try to win.
What do you think your message will be when you do talk to them?
Get to them on a personal level. That's where I'll leave it. I want to let them know where my head's at, where my heart's at, and let them know how much I appreciate them.
What do you think these 5 days like for you?
I felt like I was out on an island, really. 7 o'clock rolls around, and I usually know what's going on, and sitting at the house sucks.
Do you have any regrets? Do you have any regrets?
I regret not being there for my guys. I'm a pitcher. I'm called upon every 5th day, and when I can't go out there for my guys and for the fans and for the people, that gets to me.
Do you regret what you did, Chris? Do you regret what you did on Saturday?
Listen, guy, I don't want to get too far into anything. It is what it is. It's in the past. Just look towards the future and just try to make things right, try to make things better, and win ball games.
You just said it. You are a pitcher. So how did you feel after 10 days to get out there on the mound? How did you feel about your pitching tonight?
I felt good. The first couple was knocking the rust off a little bit, but Deanna really did a great job of getting me through that. I don't think I had my best of the best out there tonight, but he got me through this one tonight, and I owe him a lot of credit.
Chris, can you repair the relationship that you have with the front office, with even Robin? Is the damage done, or can you guys all get along and run together?
I think everyone's making just a little bit bigger deal of this than it really is. We're here to win games, and from this point forward, I think that's our main focus, and I hope it is too. So, we're going to come in every day and do our jobs and try to win ball games. That's at the forefront.
Was this a little bit more difficult for you, Chris, because you are a leader on this team as well as a great pitcher?
Yeah, I want to play, and I want to pitch, and I want to be there for my guys, point blank and center. I mean, that's all it is. I want to be there when my name's called, and I don't like people filling in for me. I really don't. I love what I do. I love pitching. I love competing. I love the guys that I'm surrounded by. So, when I let them down, it hurts me more than it hurts them.
How much should we look at the trade rumors getting in the way and distracting you? Did that contribute to your state of mind on Saturday?
I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't read the newspapers. I don't have Twitter. I stay out all that. That stuff's for other people. So. Like I said, I'm a pitcher. I get ready to pitch and play baseball and, like I said, try to win games.
Have you talked to your Sox front office about whether or not you'd be willing to be moved in a trade?
I have not. No, I don't know what the plans are. Like I said, I come in every day, prepare myself to the best that I can, and try to win ball games.
Was there any nerves? You feel bad because you weren't there for your teammates. What message would you send to White Sox fans?
I'm sorry to them as well. I mean, they came out to watch me pitch today that I didn't pitch. I mean, they're the reason that we're here. The fans, they come out and we have great fans. They're very loyal. They wear their hearts on their sleeves, and it stinks when they want me to go out there and I don't show up.
Would you say you're embarrassed or remorseful? How would you describe what these days, what this incident could be?
Just This is what it is. You know, I mean, I know that's very cliche to say, but you know, you move on, you move forward, and like I said, the main focus from this point forward is winning ball games.
Chris, what was it about the uniform you didn't like? Was it more involved than that?
Like I said, guys, I don't want to get too far into it. You know, I want to put this stuff behind me. I really do. It's counterproductive to winning ball games, talking about it and bringing it back up. Like I said, we're here to win games, and you know, we're in a decent spot to make a push. So, you know, regroup and come back every day and try to win.
With all due respect, your relationship with Robin, would you care to share? How do you think that'll be going forward?
Like I said, I mean, I know you guys are trying to get in there, and you know, you guys got to write stories and stuff, but.
Well, I would have asked if you didn't tell Merck, you know, what you told him.
No, I understand, but you know, they said their side, I said my side. I'm ready to talk about baseball and playing baseball and getting back to winning and you know, getting the Chicago White Sox into the postseason. That's my goal. That's my focus. Anything else, you know, that's for you guys.
Chris, given that goal, are you pretty confident that they'll hang on to you and that you will be here to make that push?
I hope so. I do. Like I said, I have a group of unbelievable guys in there. My teammates, I knew who they were before this, but I found out who they really are and what they're about. I have unbelievable teammates. I really do, and I appreciate them, and I'm glad that I'm surrounded by this group of guys, no doubt.
So when you walked in this tonight in the clubhouse and saw the reaction, it wasn't a normal day walking into the clubhouse, safe to say. But you saw the guys all get up, embrace you. Belky, of course, holding on to. What was that like for you? I mean,
it's hard to put in words, really. Like I said, when you feel like you're out on an island, you feel lonely, and you know, you're just sitting there on the couch at 7 o'clock. And I get the text messages I got from the people I got them from, current, former, guys around the league. And then coming in today and having that you know, that gives you what you need to get by and you know, go out there and try to, you know, everything else. There's a lot of crap that was going on the rest of this last week. There's no doubt about it. But for them to do what they did today and the previous 4 or 5 days before that, it says a lot about who they are and how much they care about.
Doesn't it say more about you and the respect that you gained from them?
You know, I don't think that's for me to comment on, but I'm definitely appreciative of the guys that I have in my corner, and I hope that they stay in my corner.
Chris, what's the biggest lesson learned out of this whole thing for you?
Not quite sure.
Do you worry about your ability to control your emotions getting in the way of your winning games and pitching successfully?
Yeah, I mean, my emotions, you know, clearly I pitch with a lot, and you know, I'm a pretty competitive person, so you just try to keep those in check maybe a little bit more and use them, maybe not abuse them.
Is it more of a, you guys balance the strength and the weaknesses of that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that you know, my emotions have gotten me to this point. I don't think I'd be the same person without them, but you know, stuff happens. So, like I said, you move on. I have an unbelievable group of guys in that clubhouse. There's no doubt about that, and we just push forward, and that's what we're going to do.
Would you like to see this turned around? Would you like to see this turned around and maybe do something charitable with the things that you did, you know, before, and make it into a positive?
That's actually what we've been discussing. For everything that's negative, you hope to find a positive in all of it. I do personally, anyways. So, you know, hopefully we can find to help somebody, help a group of people with you know, this whole fiasco or hoopla, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully we get there.
Chris, you want to stay with the White Sox no matter what, or only if they don't rebuild?
I'm here to win. I love exactly where I'm at. Like I said, I have an unbelievable group of guys in that clubhouse. You know, we're pulling for each other. They're pulling for me. I'm pulling for them. Vice versa. Everything through and through. So I'd like to stay here with this group of guys, no doubt, and make a push for the playoffs, because I love those guys, no doubt, and I think we deserve it.
Thanks. All right, there you go. There is Chris Sale. your thoughts, Bill, when you hear that. He's the ultimate competitor, and while he was wrong for cutting up the jerseys, you have to respect the fact that he cut them up because he said, I need to be able to be comfortable when I'm trying to pitch and win baseball games.
Yeah, that's the statement that he's made before. And that's the first time I heard him, but I've talk about it this way, but I've heard Chris in the last 2 or 3 years talk the same way in the LaRoche deal. Got a little fired up and came back and gave the mea culpa like this. I mean, he's a pretty sincere young man. He really is. We liked him a lot, and the reason they brought him up early is because he's very mature. And I think I heard that right there. I mean, what else can a guy say? I'm sorry. I like my teammates. My key is no need to make a sale. You don't have to make a sale to the teammates when you got a guy like that. I mean, he's good to the organization, does everything they want. He goes to all the hospital, works a lot with kids. So there's a lot of good. Did he make a mistake? Probably. Will he learn from that mistake?
No doubt.
Probably. So there it is.
Yeah, well said. I thought Chris did a fantastic job. I know that there were some harder questions that were asked that people probably wanted answered, but he wasn't going to play that hand, and he doesn't want to do it through the media. What's most important to Chris, and I clearly see that, is his relationship with his teammates and with his with the fan base, and I do believe with the organization. So, but that's the thing. I mean, his style clearly is to handle things behind the scenes, as he's certainly hoping to move forward and do what he needs to do with the media. So I thought he attacked the questions, went at those questions head on, other than a couple of them, and gave the right answers.
All right. We've got to take a timeout. We have more to do. You'll hear from Joe Maddon, John Lackey. We'll be right back on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of
Illinois. Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Have a look around.
Thank you.
Got me looking so crazy right now, your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love.
So you like it?
I do. Now is the moment to get the Honda Accord you love. Named a Car Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 double play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
Call Adolescent Growth today and see how our proven treatment programs for eating disorders can begin to bring the sunshine back in the life of your teen and your family.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Why jump out of a perfectly good airplane? Why not? Chicagoland Skydiving Center was voted the best in the U.S. with a perfect safety record, a one-of-a-kind environment, and round-trip shuttle service from downtown Chicago. Come experience the greatest adventure in the area. Chicagoland Skydiving Center in Rochelle. Visit us at perfectlygoodairplanes.com.
Time now for our Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Who's hot and who's not? Which Cubs are hot in crosstown games against the White Sox? How about Jeff Samardzija, 124 Ernie, 29 innings pitched, 13 hits, 25 Ks. Who was not against the Southsiders? Greg Maddux, the Hall of Famer. What? Brutal. 635 Ernie in 34 innings, 49 hits, 18 strikeouts. Welcome back to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. He's Belton Bill Melton. He's Todd Hollingsworth. I'm David Kaplan. UPS Store taking care of business. Player of the game. I was overruled. I went John Lackey. These guys went Ben Zobrist. The RBI single, a double in the 8th that he stretched into a triple on an error by Adam Eaton. And the Chicago Cubs find a way to win 3-1 today. There's the double in the 8th inning that gave the Cubs that insurance run that they so desperately
Why don't we
needed.
just go with co-players of the game, Cap?
I recommended that, and you and Nelly and Melty all overruled.
Oh, that's not the way I remember
Don't include me in that group.
A great game for Ben Zobrist. Good to see. Swinging that bat once again. Again, the line drives, I think back to the Jones at bat, which to me was a big one. Challenged him inside, ripped him foul, challenged him inside again, ripped it fair. I mean, that's a guy who's on his swing, that's feeling the barrels, feeling the velocity and getting to it. Good swing of the bat right there. From the right side of the plate, you saw it as well. Big at bat against Chris Sale. So you think back a couple months, what was it, May, when Ben was ripping the cover off the baseball and wowing the world with how hot he was. I see signs that are leading us in that direction again.
All right, time for the Honda winning box score, and this one belongs to the Cubs. Dexter Fowler, a 1-for-2, scored twice and had a walk. Chris Bryant had that big double in the first inning to tie the game. Rizzo, a 1-for-4. Ben Zobrist, a couple of knocks. Addison Russell, a 1-for-4. Javi had a hit, and then nothing else at the bottom of the lineup, but enough offense to give the Cubs a victory. All right, let's go back to Wrigley Field. Joe Maddon is meeting the media, brought to you by Xfinity.
I'm trying, man. I got the worst voice in history. History. I'm going with history.
The way you draw it up tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it was the National League moment getting John out of the game. That was the National League moment, and we had to get him out because of the situation and pinch hitting and all that kind of good stuff. But then you look down, you got Strope, Ronnie, and then Chapman ready to go tonight. They were all available tonight. So it makes it somewhat easier, even though it was the right thing to do. Even though Rossi punches out, it's still the right thing to do in that moment. And that's part of the game. And it's also a way, within the National League, you should always be able to not overextend starters regarding innings, and God bless you. See, it's true. My mom would have said it's true because you sneezed when I said that. The fact is you're not able to, because there's these built-ins, you got to pull them out. They're not going to get too many innings or maybe too many pitches just because of a moment like that. So Johnny was outstanding. After that the first inning, he gives up a chopper and then one legitimate hit. Pitched really well after that. We had opportunities to score more runs. When we're in third, less than 2 outs is still, but it's an industry-wide problem. It's just not our problem. Javi at second base was spectacular, I thought. And then Aroldis getting 4 outs. Big moment there to get Cabrera. I mean, I have total faith that Rondon can get him out. Absolutely. However, in that particular moment, you're really trying to avoid contact at all costs. So 2 outs, runner on third, tying run. If you can, you always want to get the strikeout fellow in there over the guy that might be able to get him out with contact. So I chose to go with the strikeout.
What pregame conversations with Chapman about a 4-out save? Because he hasn't had one this year.
We talked. Boz, I didn't. Boz had spoken with him about it, 4 or 5. He lets you know what he's capable of doing. We put it out there. I think I put it out there to him in about the 6th inning. And then as it got to before starting to count hitters, before Ronnie came in, I told him that talk to him about Cabrera. If it's Cabrera with 2 outs, be ready for that particular spot, and that's what happened.
Kind of a minor thing to turning Cabrera around. I think he was like 342 versus 288.
Yeah, I mean, I was really not concerned about that at that point, honestly. There's times I would be, truthfully, but with Aroldis pitching, I'm really not concerned about righty and lefty matchups, et cetera. It's just different. Obviously it's different. So I kind of throw all that out. I mean, I got all my information back here. What the numbers look like, ground balls, punch out percentage, all that stuff. And actually, among all the hitters, I think Cabrera had the lowest potential strikeout percentage against Chappie tonight. So it was all that stuff's going on, but he's your guy. And if you let that save moment get away, in other words, if Ronnie gives up that run, all of a sudden we go into the next inning tied, it's an entirely different moment for him. So definitely wanted to give him that opportunity to convert the save.
Joe, you talked a lot about Addison all season coming through. The insurance run in the 8th inning. He's on pace for close to 100 RBI.
Yep.
Can you talk about his
Yeah, it's just a good at-bat. We talked about clutch hitting before. I think we talked about that. Somebody asked that question recently, and my definition, I believe, is somebody that works a good at-bat in the moment when you have the potential to drive in runs. And he never seems to be in trouble. You know, he's just like, even if he gets behind an account, he's at that point now where he's able to step back, breathe, check it out, but he never appears to be in trouble. And I think that's part of why he's been so successful. And he's gotten better versus lefties more recently, and he's working a really good approach. Him and John have done some really, really good work. But that's what I see, that he's always in the moment. He's never in trouble, even with 2 strikes.
All right, there you go. So that's Joe Maddon out at Wrigley. Let's take a look at this board. Length of saves in his career for Cubs closer Aroldis Chapman. 153 times it's been a 1-inning save. Just for the 6th time in inning and a third, Holly.
Well, it's a possibility moving forward. I mean, again, you need to know what you've got. I don't think it's, listen, we know what he is, what he's capable of doing. You know, this is still first impressions, Cappy. I mean, we got to see him last night. This was a save. It was a 4-out save. I mean, this is, we talk about this all the time. I've lived it and I've done it. When you get long into the postseason, you're going to get hit with variables that you didn't see coming. You can pre-plan as much as you want, thinking you've got this, this, and this, and that's the way it's supposed to happen. But more times than not, it usually doesn't go that way. You know, this is a great example of an opportunity to get him in there. Good rhythm, inning in a third, 4 outs, 24 pitches. I mean, that's a possibility in the postseason as well.
You know, you look at a guy like Chapman, if he's going to keep running it up there at 102 on you, how do you adjust to a 91-mile-an-hour slider? Or
well, you don't even think about the slider.
Bill,
you just
how do you do it?
Just sit on a fastball and pray. I had Nolan Ryan just a few miles per hour under that, and sometimes well over 100. And, you know, if he threw his breaking ball, you had no chance, just like his slider. What can you do? You can't even react to it, but you kind of sit on their fastball. That's all you can do. I look against Nolan Ryan, I don't know what I do against Chapman, but against a guy like that, it doesn't look like he needs to move it in and out. He's there to power it by you. If he thinks you can't handle in here, you'll probably get 3 in here. If you know that, then you got to know you got to open up quick. So you just kind of look from middle in. That's all you can do.
Just try to defend it. I mean, you're talking about the slider. I mean, really, you just, as a hitter, you try to foul it off. There's no way that you're sitting up there with the idea that you're going to do damage against one and the other. It's one or the other. And if you're sitting on the fastball, which I think would be the best piece of advice I'd give to anybody who's got to face him, you're not going to go up there and look for a slider. The best thing you can do is try to foul it off. Try to earn yourself another pitch.
Okay, we told you that against Joe Nathan, you were 1 for 8 in your career with a double and 2 punch-outs. What do you think you were against Nolan Ryan in your career?
I hit a few home runs off him. I did all right off of him because I couldn't hit his curveball.
7 for 31.
That's not
with
bad.
2 home runs.
Yeah, that's okay for me.
Well,
he used to pitch every time in Anaheim at 5 o'clock in the evening.
And you walked 11 times.
He was afraid of me. What do you expect? That's not a surprise. Come on, Nolan Ryan worried about Bill Melton up there. Let's go.
Melton, that's right.
They used to pitch him at 5 o'clock in Anaheim every Sunday when there used to be no seats out there. It was ugly.
We'll be right back on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Cubs Postgame Live is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
Discover Kia's quality at the Top Quality Sales Event. We're celebrating with great deals on the sleek Optima and Optima Hybrid, as well as the Forte Sedan and Hatchback. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 66 months plus $1,000 bonus cash, or 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment on select models. Visit Kia.com to see how Kia quality performed against the competition. The Kia Top Quality Sales Event.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, so you can finish your latest project and start planning the next big thing. Right now, save on all TrueBolt lock sets. TrueBolt locks are built to last and are available in an array of finishes and styles. Save big money and get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It's Peyton. It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
You know, with DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your favorite team no matter where you live, like Broncos or Colts.
Cool.
18, the old number. Ooh, I have got a coupon for that one.
Waiting on Sunday morning.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV and watch live games anywhere.
Said I'm wild, said I'm wild, said I'm free. You cannot lose, so go ahead, set him free.
This one has amazing gas mileage, but I think this one is more my style. But then again, maybe this one is more my style. What to do, what to do.
Now, you know, at Continental Motors, there's a 3-day exchange policy on all used cars.
Wow, 3 days, really?
Yeah, 124 hours.
No, 3 days is 72 hours.
Well, not if you're using the metric system.
No, still the same.
Even if you carry the...
72 hours.
So then 3 days. Grab your phone and come check out our unbeatable online selection at ContinentalMotors.com.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card available only at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Bill's got one of those Cubs debit cards. Hey, let's look back at Holly's keys from the pregame show sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
All right, slug it out. We did not find the long ball, which, you know, listen, it's Chris Sale. Now, he's given up a few on the season. I thought maybe there was the potential for that. Chris Bryant did go off the top of the wall. We did have 3 doubles in the ball game, and it was certainly enough to win against a Chris Sale. Remember, this guy's an ace, so, I mean, if you thought we were going to put up an 8 spot, I mean, check yourself here. This is Chris Sale. 3 runs, pretty good effort tonight. I thought there was some really good quality at bats. Ben Zobrist swung the bat really, really well, so slug it out. We get that done. Don't be stuck in the middle. That was talking about John Lackey and the fact that he had given up home runs in 7 straight ball games, 10 total. And I go back to that hanging curveball that Melky Cabrera got at the beginning of the ball game. I don't know if it put him on point, but I bet it woke him up just a little bit because after that, he was locked down and dirty. Fastballs to the corners, sliders, hard sliders there. Didn't see too many curveballs after that, but again, just absolutely outstanding. Great performance by John Lackey tonight and did stay out of the middle of the plate.
All right, Melty, how about your key recap?
Well, it was pretty simple. No need to make a sale. I was talking about Chris not needing to make a big talk in front of his teammates until he wants to do it. He did a whale of a job, I thought, right there with that interview. I think that's the last thing a ball player wants to do. If he's, you know, he feels strongly about his position, he went out there. I think he tried to explain his position was the most important, and also because of his teammates. You know, your teammates support you through a lot. Holly can tell you that. They support you through a lot of problems when you have, and they're there for you. And I found it hard not to think that there might be one guy that dislikes him or 2 guys. That's fine. Most of them like Chris Sale, and they'll stand behind him. And, you know, one of these days he's going to get punched with that glove of yours.
Hey, let's take a look at the White Sox box score tonight. Tough night for Adam Eaton, punched out twice, 0 for 4. Tim Anderson, a 1 for 4. Melky, who's a really good hitter, had a couple of knocks and nothing through the rest of the lineup except for an infield hit off the second base bag for Chris Sale. Let's hear from John Lackey.
We'll see. I mean, it's definitely a length in the bullpen for sure with him at the back end. I mean, you feel good about Stropey in the 7th inning, and Ronnie is an 8th inning guy. It's pretty special. So, yeah, I mean, I can, you know, see that possibly happening. So.
Is there any kind of a comfort zone for starters knowing you've got that guy now?
He only pitches if we pitch well, so not really, no. We got to do well at the beginning to get him in the game.
It's been fun to watch him at the end here with the crowd on his feet and everything.
Man, it's been a cool atmosphere for sure. Like playing these guys over here, and with him coming to the game last night, that was fun to be in the dugout and check that out. It's definitely something you want to tune in to see for sure.
The last couple of nights with the city thing on the line.
I mean, you can definitely feel a little extra vibe in the stadium. But yeah, I mean, we just need to play well, win a couple ball games, and I think everybody has some fun tonight.
It's been a while since you had a win
You can't get too involved. There's a lot of things going to wins, man. There's definitely some times I needed to pitch better, and left a few winning, and wins are kind of a team thing. So it was nice to get one, and hopefully keep, as a team, we keep winning games. That's the most important thing.
All right, we will take a timeout. John Lackey wrapping up with the media there at Wrigley Field. Be right back.
If you feel like singing a song and you want other people to sing along, just sing what you feel. Don't let anyone say it's wrong. When there's a light, what light? Well, there's a light, what light? Well, there's a light, white light.
Cricket's got you covered like a blanket on a pig. Our plans cost little and our network is big. Like a great big gorilla in a pompadour wig. Great is great when big is big. You can text and like and swipe and stream. It's a great big network of your great big dreams. It's a obvious call. It's the great big network sending love to us all.
Being the dad of 5 young children can be exhausting. Thankfully, my all-new Chrysler Pacifica makes my life a little easier. And with stow and go seating, there's plenty of room for all the stuff. You're welcome. How's the vacuuming? Let's go. Let's go. Put it in there. Come on. Kids. Let's go. Daddy's exhausted.
Get 0% financing plus current FCA vehicle owners get $1,500 total bonus cash on the 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
We are the Coors Brewing Company, and our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. A beer proud enough to wear our name in big, red, scripted letters. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold. Because we believe every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Our 4,000 ASE certified technicians can tell you, hard work ain't just something you wear. It's a way of life. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Right now at Firestone Complete Auto Care, Bridgestone is celebrating the Olympic Games by giving you the chance to instantly win $10,000 and other great daily prizes when you buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Stop by Firestone Complete Auto Care today for details.
All right, Cubs 3-7-0 beat 1-5-1. Cubs improved to 61-40. Sox fall to 50-52, and the two teams split the 4 games of the Crosstown Cup. David Kaplan with Todd Holmesworth and Bill Melton. Your quick thoughts, Bill, on what you saw this week.
Typical Crosstown, split it. That's generally what we do. Surprisingly, both of them were at home, both home parks. I thought I got what I thought out of Sale. That was about it. I figured the Cubs were struggling a little bit offensively, so were the White Sox.
Nice bounce back last 2. Good to see him play well at home.
All right. For the guys, I'm David Kaplan. Thank you for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Mark Shinowski, Pat Boyle. They are coming up right now.
To SportsNet Central, presented by GMC.
I didn't want to go out there and not be at the top of my game.
Before the White Sox game began against the Tigers, they sent the best pitcher in the American League home in advance of his start, saying he was involved in a clubhouse incident.
This 1976 throwback jersey turned out to be the controversy.
They were uncomfortable, and they're just unorthodox.
Chris likes the 83s. 76, that's a different story.
I didn't want anything to, alter my mechanics.
We suspending Chris for 5 days, making him eligible to return Thursday to the active roster.
Business came before winning. I didn't like that. I didn't like it, and I don't think I ever will.
Everybody has their routines. Everybody has a certain feel, and he felt he was going to be compromised.
Even what happened, it's uniform. You have to act appropriately.
I think it's a little bit about nothing. It's really between the team and Chris Sale more than anybody.
He asked me, what you was doing, that's like, you know what? I don't know because
I was lucky enough to manage a crop immense.
To go achieve that goal of winning a championship. That's why we're all here. Nothing, like I said, nothing else matters.
Well, there's no question about it. All eyes were on Chris Sale as he returned to the White Sox clubhouse after a 5-game suspension, pitching the finale of the Crosstown Cup Series tonight. Welcome into SportsNet Central, presented by GMC. With Pat Boyle, I'm Mark Shanowski.
It was a throwback Thursday for Chris Sale, thanks to the throwback tantrum. Sale making his first start since July 18th, but he came into this one 11-5 in his career with an ERA just north of 2 when he gets 6 or more days off between starts. Meanwhile, Cub starter John Lackey trying to get his first win since, wait for it, June 8th, because John's been waiting for it. Sox get to him in the first with a man on. Melky shoots one into the right field corner. Tim Anderson, he gets the stop sign from third base coach Joe McEwing, but channels his inner waving Wendell Kim, and he's in there. Sox lead at 1-0. Sale trying to become the first 15-game winner, facing Chris Bryant, who's 0 for 6 with 6 Ks against him in his career. But hold on, let's not forget that all-star game. First pitch from Sale to Bryant. Boom shakalaka. The no-doubter, Cubs slugger going deep there. Back to tonight. Bryant getting a hold of that Sale offering. This one doesn't get out of the yard. Goes off the top of the wall. Dexter Fowler scores. Ties it up. Third inning. Runner on second for Ben Zobrist. Sends one up the guts. That'll plate Fowler. Zobrist with 51 RBIs. It's 2-1 Cubs.
He almost tore his uniform off with that line drive. 5th inning, Anthony Rizzo having some fun with his old buddy Deanna Navarro. A little playful shove as he gets back in the batter's box. Now to the 7th, more hijinks with Rizzo and Navarro. They can take this show on the road. Takes the batting gloves out of his back pocket, throws them on the ground. They just laugh it off. Sox, though, would threaten again in the 8th inning. Runner on second, no outs for Adam Eaton. The 0-2 pitch from Hector Rondon. That's called strike 3. Eaton not happy about it. He tells umpire Jerry Lane that pitch was outside. Take another look. Pitch track shows that, yes, that pitch was outside, but the call stays the same. Then with 2 outs, Tyler Saladino on third. Joe Maddon calls for Aroldis Chapman, and he strikes out Melky Cabrera to end the inning. Sox strand a runner on third. Chapman will retire the side in order in the 9th, picks up his first save in a Cubs uniform as Maddon's guys go on to win the series finale 3-1.
Big moment there to get Cabrera. I mean, I have total faith that Rondon can get him out. Absolutely. However, in that particular moment, you're really trying to avoid contact at all costs. So 2 outs, runner on third, tying run. If you can, you always want to get the strikeout fellow in there over the guy that might be able to get him out with contact. So I chose to go with the strikeout.
I feel a little better today. I know that the guy gave me a double, but after that, I think I did a really good job. And the manager come and put a Chapman. I know it's making he get hot those days, like he hitting really well to left side. And I know he bring Chapman to face to the right side. So he finished the job today, and we win today. So I'm really happy with that.
So this will be something to watch the rest of the way, how Joe is going to use Strop, Rondon, and Chapman. Chapman recording a save of more than 3 outs for the first time this season, only the 9th time in his career. He has 167 regular season saves. 153 of them have been of the 3-out variety. For more, let's send it over to our post-game live team, Cap, Holly, and Belton Bill.
All right, thank you, guys. We could start with this because Melty likes it so much.
I told him I would weaken and cave, and I did. You know that Cub debit card you gave me?
Yeah.
They rejected it from Lane.
It was overdrawn.
Sure they did.
Overdrawn.
All right,
they didn't have any money left.
Let's start with Aroldis Chapman tonight, Holly. He comes in, he gets a 4-out save for the 6th time in his career, but the big out was the one when he got Melky Cabrera.
We're unable to elevate. Melky's been swinging the bat particularly well of late. Had 2 hits in this ball game as well, including a double in the 1st inning. But again, you see the elevated fastball. That's it. I talk about the room for error that you don't have against a guy like Chapman. Again, if you're going to get to him, you're not going to expand your zone. You're going to hope he makes a mistake somewhere out over the plate. So you see what he does. He throws a lot of strikes, Bill, out over the plate that do catch the white. But that's what 102, 103, 104 does. You factor in that 91-mile-an-hour slider, and a lot of times you get no contact, and when you do, it's usually bad.
Did you notice the only balls that were hit were the ones down by the knee? Anything above the belt, you can't touch a guy like that. It's impossible. A slider, anything. So when you throw down, they drop the weight of the bat. We didn't hit the ball except for Bray. You hit it hard, but you know, the thing is, Garcia, I mean, he just barely made contact with it. No, you gotta bring that pitch up. You got a lot of problems when it's up there.
That pitch he was able to get Frazier on, you go from 101 to 91. It was a rolling slider. It stayed up high, but he was way out in front of it. Up, absolutely. Let's talk about Chris Sale. He was actually able at the plate tonight to get a hit and knocked it off of second base, but he went out and he pitched exceptionally well, a little rusty at the start.
Well, it just shows you we don't need a DH. We got a home run last night. We got a base hit tonight. Maybe we ought to join the National League with you guys. I mean, my goodness, Chris Sale, he'd be talking about that for the rest of the season, and that's fine. So overall, I thought Chris did, you know, that's yeoman's work right there. He hasn't pitched something like, you know, I think it's 12 or 15 days or something like that. He's rested, no question about it. He's a different pitcher now. He's not the guy that goes after you completely. I think Don Cooper got to him and said, you know what, you get in the seventh inning and you've got 100-plus pitches, you're going to have to, you know, he wants to complete games. So I think he told him, then why don't you work the hitter a little bit and let some balls go and play. That won't hurt you, and, you know, allow him to pitch through a whole game.
Your thoughts on Sale tonight? I mean, he was still very, very good.
Well, the bottom line is, I mean, I'm the one who threw Rusty out early. Again, I don't see him every time out, but I thought that he looked like he was kind of working into form as this game was going on. But the bottom line, as I say often, is giving your team a chance to win a baseball game, and he did. I mean, the bottom line is we felt like it was 4-1, maybe 5-1 because of the action and the good at-bats the Cubs hitters were putting together. But when he needed an out,
he got it.
He got it, right. We found ourselves
like in the first inning.
2-1 in the sixth inning here and thinking, boy, it feels like 3-1 or 4-1, yet it's 2-1, and we kept going. One swing in the bat ties this ball game up.
111 pitches in 6 innings, a lot for Chris Sale.
Yeah. All right, that is going to put a wrap on our coverage of the crosstown from over here. Two teams split the 4 games. For Bill Melton, for Todd Hollinsworth, I'm David Kaplan. Let's go back to Pat and Mark.
How about one more fist bump, guys? No, Melty won't stand for it. More post-game reaction from Wrigley Field still ahead, including Chris Sale speaking to the full group of reporters for the first time since the suspension for cutting up those throwback uniforms last weekend.
They're holding the elevator for Melty right now. Turn-down service has happened already.
He's one of those guys that kind of has an aura about him. Like, he walks in, he's got his chains on, and he looks sharp every day, like he just left like a video shoot or something. You see him on the field, you block him, and he kind of smells good. He wears cologne. But then you get caught up in the aroma, and you get hit under the chin.
Well, Kyle Long may not catch a whiff of Danny Trevathan's aroma for at least a few days here. He strained his right calf during the Bears' first training camp practice this morning. He's wearing a walking boot. Ian Rappaport says Long is expected to miss some time, but that it's not severe. Kyle tweeted tonight, "I'm going to be fine, y'all. Minor speed bump." With more on another Bourbonnais injury scare involving Leonard Floyd, Kip Lewis has our Bears training camp coverage presented by Apt, electronics, appliances, and more.
He's been sick the last couple of days, but anyways, he'll be fine.
It wasn't the impression the Bears' first-round pick was hoping to make on the opening day of training camp, but the good news is it's just a minor setback.
I'm feeling good right now. What happened today was I've been a little under the weather the past couple of days, and the trainers knew that, and they told me to go out and give it a shot today, and then they had shut me down. I really was begging them to let me go back out there.
While this year's first-round pick was unable to finish practice, last year's first-round selection made his NFL training camp debut. Kevin White missed all of last season after suffering a shin injury that eventually required surgery. So for White, this was a big step forward.
I had a whole year to recover mentally and physically. I think if we had this talk last year, maybe mentally it would have been a little rough. As far as, like, you know, getting out of my routes and trying not to run with a limp and things like that, and obviously taking a hit, but had a whole year to get right. Thanks to this organization for giving me the time, and so I'm ready mentally, physically.
And after spending the last year getting healthy and making sure he'd be ready for 2016, it was hard for White to hide his emotions.
All smiles. I was so excited, kind of like a kid in a candy store. Last year I was very, very frustrated, a lot of stress. And this year I'm just kind of out there having fun, finally with the guys, and able to contribute.
In Bourbonnais with the Bears, Kip Lewis, Comcast SportsNet.
All right, Kip, thank you very much. Back to baseball after the break. More reaction from the friendly confines. Cubs salvage a split in the annual Crosstown Cup. Plus, Jimmy Butler and Team USA are here in Chicago preparing for the Olympics. Bulls All-Star talked about what he can learn from his two new champion teammates now on the Bulls, Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo.
Bears training camp coverage is presented by Apt, appliances, electronics, and more. Pleasing people since 1936.
SportsNet Central on Comcast SportsNet is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
This is what precision looks like, helping you see what's hard to see, thanks to Terrain Denali's Side Blind Zone Alert that uses radar to watch your blind spots. So it's true. Mom does have eyes in the back of her head. The new, meticulously crafted 2016 Terrain Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Now get cash back for 20% of the MSRP on these select 2016 GMC vehicles in stock. That's over $6,500 cash back on this GMC Terrain.
The city of Chicago emerged from the ashes, literally, and rose to greatness. And in those fires, a certain toughness, honesty, and work ethic was forged. A straightforward, what you see is what you get attitude. There's no pretense. There's no gray area. There's only black and white. It's time to take the field. It's time to play some ball. It's time to step up.
200 million watching history be made, 2 million making their own, 5 seconds gained, and a nomination won. When it counts, the biggest moments count on Comcast Business, with $5,000 of NBC coverage for the games, over 900 miles of fiber laid for the Democratic National Convention, 40 pit stalls monitored at once for NASCAR, and 10 terabytes of data transferred for the big game at Levi's Stadium. We know what it takes to connect millions. Imagine what Comcast can do for your business. Ready, go. Dare to see Blue Man Group tonight at Briar Street Theater.
Heineken Light lets you control people's minds.
It doesn't do that.
Award-winning Heineken Light is the best light beer you've ever tasted.
That's true.
I made you say that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You didn't.
The facts don't lie. It's a great time to buy in July. Get to Schaumburg Honda Automobiles and check out the all-new Honda Civic Coupe and four-door sedan.
During the Honda Summer Clearance, lease a Honda Civic LX sedan for just $179 a month, featuring a redesigned exterior and package with all the new tech.
Bob Rohrman. Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road in Schaumburg.
Up the middle, through for a base hit. Fowler around third. He will score, and it's 2-1 Cubs.
Joseph just not going to let this lead get away without using Chapman.
Who fires, swing and a miss. He got it. Pitch, a bouncer, Cubs win. Cubs win as Aroldis Chapman gets his first save as a Chicago Cub.
Put a fork in that and keep it, Aroldis. Another entertaining crosstown game and series. We travel 4.7 miles from our palatial studios to Wrigley Field. Sierra Santos joins us live from Clark and Addison. Chris Sale back from suspension, didn't have a strikeout in the first 3 innings for the first time in his career, only gave up the 2 runs, but Sierra afterwards, a lengthy interview with you guys.
Exactly, and the final score really an afterthought in this one. Chris Sale having to address the media in the dugout in lieu of the clubhouse because there was just so many people who wanted to hear what he had to say that there wouldn't have been enough room in the visitors clubhouse in order to talk to him. He touched on a variety of topics. He talked about how he spent his 5-game suspension and what it meant for his teammates to have his back. Here's Chris Sale.
Felt incredible. You know, that's what I signed up to do, play baseball. So it was nice to get back out there and, you know, pitch again.
Chris, did you talk to your teammates before the game? Talk to them about what happened, your feelings about it?
No, not yet. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna talk to the coaches. I just wanted to come in, treat today like a normal day, get ready for the game, and go out and try to win.
What do you think your message will be when you do talk to them?
Get to them on a personal level. That's where I'll leave it. I want to let them know where my head's at, where my heart's at, and let them know how much I appreciate them.
What do you think is 5 days like for you?
I felt like I was out on an island, really. 7 o'clock rolls around, and I usually know what's going on, and sitting at the house sucks.
Are you communicating with anyone? Do you have any regrets?
I regret not being there for my guys. I'm a pitcher. I'm called upon every 5th day, and when I can't go out there for my guys and for the fans and for the people, that gets to me.
Do you regret what you did, Chris? Do you regret what you did on Saturday?
Listen, guy, I don't want to get too far into anything. It is what it is. It's in the past. Just look towards the future and just, try to make things right, try to make things better and win ball games.
You just said that you are a pitcher, so how did you feel after 10 days to get out there on the mound? How did you feel about your pitching tonight?
I felt good. The first couple it was, knocking the rust off a little bit, but Deanna really did a great job of getting me through that. I don't think I had my best of the best out there tonight, but he got me through this one tonight, and I owe him a lot of credit.
Chris, can you?
And ironically enough, Deanna Navarro credited Sale with having a really good game. On the other side of the dugout, I had a chance to talk with Aroldis Chapman. Before the game, he said he had talked to the club about getting a translator. Our Patrick Mooney confirms that the Cubs are in the process of working on that. I'll send it back to you in the studio for now.
Certainly has been an interesting week, Sierra. Nice job throughout this series. We look forward to your full report on the midnight edition of SportsNet Central.
Well, yet another big event coming to the city of Chicago tomorrow night. Jimmy Butler and Team USA continuing their pre-Olympic exhibition tour at the United Center with an exhibition contest against Venezuela. Head coach Mike Krzyzewski will give Jimmy Buckets a chance to start in front of the home fans, but the two-time All-Star figures to be used mostly as a defensive specialist once the Olympic Games begin in Rio next month. As for the Bulls, Butler's already looking forward to joining forces with Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo when training camp opens in September.
There's multiple ways to score the basketball. I don't do the analytics and the numbers. I think D-Wade has put the ball in the basket for a numerous amount of years. And he's a great player because of the way that he scores the ball, obviously. So I don't think you can call him a non-shooter because he can definitely shoot the ball. Rondo, call him what you want, but he's effective at what he does. Same thing with myself. So you can say you got to be able to knock down an open shot, but I think we're still fine.
Have you worked on that?
I have to catch up to them, so to speak, in that aspect of it. With the winning mentality, I think I can learn a lot from those guys and what it takes to win each and every day. Obviously, D-Wade with multiple championships, Rondo bringing in his intensity. That's something that I need to get better at. So those two guys can show me that. I don't think I have a chip on my shoulder anymore. I don't think I have too much to prove like I used to think back in the day. That doesn't mean that I don't work hard or anything like that, but I think I go about things a little differently now.
You heard Jimmy mention Dwayne Wade. He'll officially be introduced to the local media tomorrow afternoon.
He's going to fit that into his schedule?
He's been very busy, but he'll be at the Advocate Center, 2 o'clock. We'll have it for you on Comcast SportsNet Plus. If you're at work, you can catch it streaming on csnchicago.com. There's what Pat was referring to. We saw Dwayne Wade and his family at the Crosstown game at Wrigley yesterday. Well, tonight, he thought he'd sample a little bit of Lollapalooza. The Bulls sent out on their official Twitter account, Lala at Dwayne Wade, best night ever. Hashtag Bulls all summer, hashtag stage moment. And then Jim Harbaugh tweeted, who has it better than us? Nobody.
The summer of Dwayne continues. Back to baseball, back to the north side after this. Our final installment of Plays of the Day, Crosstown style.
Meeting people is my life. I was embarrassed to show my teeth. It was time to do something that was going to be permanent.
The Clear Choice one-day approach is making dental implants a reality for people all over the country who suffer from missing or failing teeth.
We have expertise that you might not find anywhere else, all in one location.
The next day, I had a new smile. Couldn't wait to show some folks.
Schedule your free consultation today. We'll even talk about financing options.
I had the best smile I'd ever had in my life.
Call Clear Choice today.
This is our magnificent mile and a half. These are our monsters of the Speedway. And this is our kind of town. This is Chicagoland Speedway, the Windy City's home for racing and summer's last big party. The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup starts here. Get your tickets now at ChicagolandSpeedway.com.
It's the Midsummer Clearance Event at American Sale. Right now, get up to 60% off. That's right, 60% off everything you need this summer. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 5 years and free delivery in Chicagoland. And right now, come visit our Poolapalooza event. Up to 60% off pools, plus huge in-store giveaways. See store for details. The Midsummer Clearance Event going on now at American Sale. 9 Chicagoland locations. American Sale. Bring the fun home.
It's a golden opportunity to discover the power of the human hand, the ability of a Lexus Master Craftsman to turn an ordinary experience into an extraordinary one. For a limited time, get some of the best offers of the year on our most refined vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 ES350 with zero due at signing for $419 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
Visit CSNChicago.com for great deals on your favorite team's merchandise. From jerseys and hats to customized shirts and more, get the latest trends for the Bears, Blackhawks, Bulls, Cubs, and Sox at the shop on CSNChicago.com. Tomorrow, it's Sobrist, Contreras, and Chicago against Cano, Cruz, and Seattle. Beginning at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN.
Our GMC professional grade player is Ben Zobrist. Zobi, Cubs All-Star, came up with a big go-ahead RBI single in the third off a sale. Then he later scored on a huge insurance run after doubling in the 8th inning as the Cubs went on to beat the Southsiders 3-1 the final to earn the split. Kelly Krull is at Wrigley Field with our Coors Light game report. And Kelly, after the last 4 days and all the storylines, you probably could use a Coors Light right about now.
You got that right. I'm sure I'm not the only one,
Yeah.
PB. It's been the whole crew this week, but certainly a good night for John Lackey. He was pulled after the 6th inning in what Joe Maddon called a National League moment, and Lackey went on to say he could see that happening more often with the lengthy bullpen that is what was called the three-headed monster tonight by Dexter Fowler. You've got Pedro Strop in the 7th. You saw Hector Rondon in the 8th, and then Aroldis Chapman with the 4-out save, the debut of that here at Wrigley Field. But Lackey went on to say that, you're not going to see the closer or those guys in that order if the starters aren't doing their jobs, and certainly he did his tonight. He retired 10 in a row at one point and picked up his first win since June 8th, and after the game talked about going against Chris Sale here in front of a big crowd.
I've gone against a bunch of aces, man. They're like, yeah, he's a good pitcher. But you got to handle your own business. I got to face their lineup. That's my job, and our lineup's job is to try to score some runs off him. And they got a couple for me tonight, and it was enough.
We beat a good pitcher today, and we picked up where we left off last night. Guys swung the bats well and scored some runs.
Estaba bien y nada nuevo.
I see it feels pretty natural. It's something that where he likes to go and where he likes to be. He says nothing new with him, so he was pretty comfortable with.
Chapman talking about the 4-out save there, Miguel Montero translating for him. And Joe said, you know, he could be unavailable tomorrow. He's got to talk to Chris Bosio and Chapman, just see what he's comfortable with. But so far, 7 up, 7 down for Chapman in his first couple outings here as a Cub. And he was asked also about this crowd tonight. And Pat, I found it interesting as he headed out to the bullpen, a couple of high fives from the fans. And he said it really made him proud to hear the reception that he got here, because he hasn't gotten that in the past, and he's looking forward to being part of something special here. So it certainly has been special seeing 101, 103, 104 on and on for Chapman, but it was a good outing tonight for the Cubs, certainly here at Wrigley.
Kelly Crawl with our Coors Light game report. You know, I hear there's some places around there that serve ice cold Coors Light. It might still be open.
Well, go ahead and text me a couple of those, Pat. I'm all for it.
All right, we'll work on that for you. Nice job throughout the series. And to get a deeper understanding of this series, you don't have to look much further than the starters. Monday, Miguel Gonzalez pitched well enough to win until the bullpen blew up. Tuesday, big game. Shields dominating the Cubs bats for 7 2/3. Wednesday, it was a W for Mr. Potato Chip, Jason Hamill. Then tonight, John Lackey, 6 strong, just the 1 earned run, and that was it.
And that leads us perfectly into our Crosstown Cup edition of Plays of the Day, presented by Lexus. Number 3 comes in the 6th inning. Adam Eaton lines one to left. Matt Caesar might have lost it in the lights for just a second, but he comes sliding in and makes the play.
Really? Okay. That was number 3 in the 8th
I couldn't
inning.
have caught that one.
Okay, you could.
In the lights.
Well, that's Ben Zobrist leading things off. Sharply in the right field. Would rattle around. Eaton couldn't put a fork into it. Zobrist would cruise into third. After the E9, his 19th of the season.
We've talked a lot about Aroldis Chapman, so let's see him finish it out. A 1-2-3 ninth, gets Jose Abreu on a ground ball to short. Todd Frazier goes down swinging, and then Avi Garcia. 102 miles an hour, ground ball to second. Javi Baez, nice play to get the out. Cubs beat the Sox 3-1, so the Crosstown Cup once again finishes in a tie. Here's Robin Ventura on that impressive back end of the Cubs bullpen.
The velocity that's there, and you know, it's tough too, because you get one guy that's right-handed and one guy that's left-handed, so you can use that to your advantage if you want to. You can flip it around if you really want to, depending on who's coming up. So it's you know, it's a pretty good one.
Pretty good indeed. And how about this photo posted by Jake Arrieta's wife, Brittany, all part of Throwback Thursday. She says, throwing it back to prom when I thought it was a good idea to wear a shiny silk dress. I think the...
No beard for Jake back then at the prom.
Was that Jake, though?
I think it is. No, it is.
All right. You wouldn't want to show a picture or something.
I don't know. I don't know for research. I told John Graff to look into that. If it's not, you can call him here at 312. No. All right, so we're getting close to fantasy football time. You kids, you play the fantasy football? Steve, you going to play?
Yeah.
All right. No matter what kind of league you're in and whatever the prize is for your champion, it will not top what former Bear Brandon Marshall is wagering with Steelers receiver Antonio Brown. A new car.
If you have more receiving yards than me, I'll give you the Porsche. If I have more receiving yards than you, then you got to give me the Rolls Royce.
Oh, that's our buddy B. Marsh putting a Porsche on the line because he thinks he'll have more receiving yards than Brown, who's 4 years younger. Brown told TMZ if he's really serious about the bet, call me. I'll gladly accept. Don't internet it. Wow.
Brandon Marshall doing something outrageous. Who would have ever thought that was possible?
And putting himself ahead of the team.
That would never happen.
No, not at all. You wonder why he was moved from here?
Maybe you can go to fly to
Stuff
LA
like
to do a national show.
Jay, I'm open. I'm over here. Hit me. All right, it's time to leave. I think we've got a show to
enough fun and
to join in progress.
Busy day coming up tomorrow here on CSN. We've got the Cubs Mariners at 12:30, White Sox Twins at 7, and of course that Dwayne Wade news conference, CSN Plus at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching SportsNet Central, presented by GMC.
Layla Rahimi is back here at midnight with a final word in Chicago sports. Remember, Chicago Sports 24/7, CSNChicago.com.
This is how precision listens. Bose microphones that hear engine noise, then counter it with the sound-canceling frequency, which helps make the cabin so quiet, you don't miss a thing.
Night, Dad.
Good night, kiddo. It's called active noise cancellation, and it's available in the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Now get cash back for 20% of the MSRP on these select 2016 GMC vehicles in stock. That's over $10,600 cash back on this Sierra SLT Crew Cab.
Your business needs a lot of speed, but getting it doesn't have to break the bank. Introducing the Comcast Business Summer Savings Event. Now you can get a lot for a little as a cup of coffee and donut a day. Fast internet speed to drive performance, plus cutting-edge Wi-Fi for your employees and customers, and voice mobility so your calls find you wherever you are. Get some of our most advanced products at a great price with over $500 in savings. Call today and ask how to get these savings plus a $250 prepaid card. Comcast Business, built for business.
Because life can sometimes be messy, we've got you covered. WeatherTech is the ultimate way to protect your ride. From bump step to cargo liners to seat protectors, along with floor liners.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices. Whether you're remodeling your house or creating a backyard getaway, you'll save 11% on all of it, so you can finish your latest project and start planning the next big thing. Save big money and get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
At Walter E. Smith, we're committed to quality and excellence, and that's why we partnered with Jeff Lewis.
Walter E. Smith products are amazing, so I think the fit for Jeff and our team made sense.
Jeff has curated a collection that is just out of this world.
I think it's kind of universal, actually, because I think there's something for everyone.
One of the amazing things about it is it's not expensive.
It's very high-end quality product, I think.
And I think you're high-end, so it's a good fit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Walter E. Smith's Friends and Family Sale is here, and it's an incredible opportunity to save.
Month, featuring a redesigned exterior and package with all the new tech.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road in Schaumburg.
We now join the following program already in progress.
Shoot a movie, then you go on to something else, and then you then come back to promote the movie maybe a year later after you shot it?
Well, it depends. I mean, you know, something like this, we turned around really quickly. We started shooting in September and finished in March, so it's still very much kind of fresh for me. But, you know, there are other movies, like there's a movie I shot before Jason Bourne that's still not going to come out for another 6 or 8 months. And, you know, then you got to kind of, you know, try to think back at, you know, and remember kind of what happened.
We were also wondering what sports you played in high school. Now, we're taking bets. I can tell you what the prevailing thought was of the sport that you played, and it was wrestling. We also threw in baseball. I thought hockey might be an outside possibility. So, anybody correct?
I am in the first class to letter. I got a varsity letter in theater. That's true. That's literally true. But the big sport that we played growing up was basketball because I went to Cambridge Ridge and Latin. So I grew up on Pat Ewing Street. I used to see Pat all the time when I was a little kid. And when I was in high school, Ramil Robinson was playing for us. So we had a really great – we won the state title probably – you know, between the times my brother was there and I was there, probably half the time we were in the championship game and usually won it. So so needless to say that, you know, my 5'10" ass wasn't making that team.
Now, I know that they made up sort of a background story for Jason Bourne of even when you're born, it was an address in New York City. But can you enhance your resume as Jason Bourne, and maybe if they actually showed it again or you did another movie and it had athletic achievements on there, if that were the case, what would Jason Bourne have on his resume? Not a varsity jacket in theater.
Basketball town. Yeah, I would say, yeah, varsity basketball player. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's more likely that he's got MMA on his resume, something like that.
In the new movie, Jason Bourne, that comes out on Friday, I mean, you're jacked. If you needed to be more jacked, and they said, hey, do you want to take HGH or PED, you know, something legally under doctor's supervision, would you do that for the role?
I just don't think that there's enough known about it. I mean, I would if you could guarantee that it was totally safe and it was just something that you weren't supposed to do if you were a professional athlete, you know, I would certainly consider doing it if it was safe. I mean, I know a lot of guys in the special forces. Like, if your life depended on it, like, you absolutely would be doing that. If there was something that could make you stronger and more powerful in the short term, you know, that could be the difference between living and dying. I don't see how you would not do that. But for the purposes of a movie, look, we can. I just have to look a certain way. I don't. It's not actual performance that I'm trying to augment. It's like, you know, it's all make believe. So I don't have to answer that kind of real question.
I think Ben Affleck may have had roid rage when he was being interviewed by Bill Simmons, though, on Tom Brady. There was something going on there, man.
When any of us get on the subject of, I mean, this Deflategate thing it's so frustrating. I saw the headline the other day when they said, you know, NFL finds no evidence of Peyton Manning using HGH, and you know, which made everybody happy. Nobody wants to hear that story, but I thought to myself, yeah, they also found no evidence of Tom deflating footballs. They're still like making him sit out 4 games. So you know, I don't know. I mean, it's infuriating to us, and we do feel like the Patriots have a target on them. But look, you know, Tommy coming back October 9th and having a chip on his shoulder augurs pretty well for the New England Patriots.
I noticed in the trailer, you look a little weathered, and I don't know if that's by design or not. And I don't mean this as an insult, but I hope you take it as a compliment. That it looks like you're beat, like for the role. Is that how you're supposed to be presented?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, because that was what I was directed to do. He said, you know, you got to look like you've suffered, and the only way to do that is to suffer. So it was a lot of work to kind of get that look. There's no way to kind of fake it. But we wanted to start the movie with a character who looks like he's been on the run for a decade, and he's running out of places to run, and he's running out of road to run on, and so that was really what we were going for.
Well, thank God Bourne is back. Don't do that to us again, Matt.
All right, well, if people go see this one, then we'll talk about making another one in a few years. But it's a weird summer at the box office. Not a lot of people are going to the movies, it seems. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't matter. Bourne is great. And I'd like to see Bourne against Jeremy Renner. I'd like to see, would you guys pair up, or would you have to use him as a villain maybe somewhere down the road?
I mean, if we could figure out some way that it made sense kind of organically for them to cross paths. But, I mean, in the meantime, I do like that they're 2 different things on parallel tracks. And you know, I hope, you know, if this one does well enough, I would hope that they'd make another one of those with Jeremy. And then who's to say down the line if the characters would cross paths? I mean, I think it'd be cool.
Well, good luck with it, and always great to talk to you, Matt. Thank you for joining us.
All right, Dan. Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's Matt Damon. Jason Bourne hits theaters on Friday. Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Identity. Doesn't matter where the movies are. When I flip on TV, I'm watching. They got me. He's one of those where you go, I don't know, him is like a badass superhero feel to him, you know, and then you watch and then you just sort of forget about that.
Our 4,000 ASE certified technicians can tell you, hard work ain't just something you wear. It's a way of life. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Right now at Firestone Complete Auto Care, Bridgestone is celebrating the Olympic Games by giving you the chance to instantly win $10,000 and other great daily prizes when you buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Stop by Firestone Complete Auto Care today for details.
Tomorrow, your Silver and Black bring their bats to Minneapolis for an AL Central collision with the Twins. Watch them swing for a weekend series opening win right here. White Sox and Twins, starting at 7 p.m. on CSN Chicago.
Thank you, guys. one Hamilton, one full rack of ribs. For $10, get a full rack of Jack Daniels or barbecue ribs or bourbon barreled.
Some things work better when they're connected, like your HD DVR. Connect it to the internet now and catch up on the shows you've missed, even entire seasons all at once. Plus, get instant access to over 10,000 shows and movies on demand. Connecting your HD DVR is easy and it's free. Go to directtv.com/connect to learn how.
Hi, I'm Dean Collins, operating partner of Gerald Nissan. At Gerald Nissan, we had an unbelievable year last year. We sold over 4,400 cars in 2015. And in 2016, we're already setting more records, thanks to all of our loyal customers for our continued success. And as always, our entire inventory is backed by the Gerald exclusive lifetime warranty. Come see why we're setting records at Gerald Nissan in Naperville and North Aurora, where you always get a better deal, I guarantee it. Gerald Kia is having the grand opening of a lifetime, and you're invited. Gerald Kia has the largest inventory and the best customer satisfaction in all of Chicagoland. And save up to $7,480 off MSRP on select models, plus get great deals on our entire inventory, all backed by Gerald's exclusive lifetime warranty. Don't miss Gerald Kia's grand opening of a lifetime sales event going on now at our brand new Gerald Kia location at I-88 and Orchard Road. Gerald Kia is always a better deal, I guarantee it.
So this is Matt Damon.
What's going on here?
Pranking people?
Calls for you.
It's like, what?
Calls for you.
Hello? What I need you to do is of vital importance to both of us. Hello? Steven? Steven? Hello? Steven. I'm just hanging out and somebody gave me this phone. Is there blood anywhere near you?
No, she doesn't know Steven. We don't know him. Is that a guy?
Sir, there is a bridge behind you. There is a man on the bridge. You gotta go to that man. You need to take a package from him right now. Do it right now. This better not be illegal. You're gonna say one simple sentence to him and he's gonna give you the package. You're gonna say, elephants can swim.
Can you swim?
No, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Elephants can swim.
What?
Oh my God. Do you see the hot dog stand behind you? I need you to go buy a hot dog. Those hot dogs are like $14, man.
Whose stats do you want? Whose stats do you want? Whose stats do you want? Make a choice.
Sorry, Twos. On the bright side, Mike Piazza got into the MLB Hall of Fame, and he joins us coming up. Stay tuned.
To make it in Chicago, there's one thing you better be ready to do. Step up. Step up to the plate. Step up for your teammates. The Sox and our fans are cast from the same die. We get knocked down, then get back up. We dust ourselves off, tighten up our grip, and dig in. We give no quarter. We give every ounce. We win or die trying. It's time to step up.
Esurance does auto insurance a smarter way, which saves money. They offer a claim-free discount because safe drivers cost less to insure, which saves money. They let you pay your bill electronically, which saves postage, which saves money. They settle claims quickly, which saves time, which saves money. And they offer home and auto insurance, so you can bundle your policies, which saves money. Esurance was born online and built to save. And when they save, you save. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
The facts don't lie. It's a great time to buy in July. Get to Schaumburg Honda Automobiles and check out the all-new Honda Civic Coupe and four-door sedan.
During the Honda Summer Clearance, lease a Honda Civic LX sedan for just $179 a month, featuring a redesigned exterior and package with all the new tech.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road in Schaumburg.
Do you have too many bills but not enough money? Would you like one lower payment for all debt, little or no money down? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Our Chapter 13 plans stop collections and creditors in one day for as low as $95 every 2 weeks. Get rid of bill collectors and high car payments. Get one lower payment today. Call or click now.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Opening ceremony that's really unlike anything else. Billions of people that watch the Olympics. People from all different countries. So much joy and celebration.
Going into the stadium is just unbelievable.
I know it's going to be something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I don't know if it really gets much better than that. Opening ceremony of the 2016 Olympic Games from Rio. August 5th, 7:30, 6:30 Central on NBC.
Seton, could you give stat of the day, just the original, just to let people know? Piazza will appreciate this. That this is his kind of music here.
Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Here comes the stat of the day!
Now that's theme music right there for stat of the day. So that's what we're looking for. That's the bar set pretty high for whose stats would you want. Mike Piazza joining us now. What do you think of that, Mike?
It's kind of chunky.
Chunky
right there. Yeah, I like it.
But you
chunky
still like
metal.
you're a heavy metal, hard metal.
I'm, probably you and I are from the same era, so I would think at least for me when I run now on my music, I listen to still a lot of '80s Van Halen, obviously Guns being on tour. It's good to hear them. The AC/DCs. I listen to some of the new stuff. Godsmack is probably one of the. I don't want to say they're a new band, but one of the more recent bands I listen to, and a couple others.
Is there any better song than Rivera Enter Sandman?
No, I think obviously even the band, I think the band even honored him, which was amazing. The fact that a pitcher, obviously, with Mo, his record speaks for itself, and the fact that he almost, adopted that song and became the character, so to speak, of that song. It kind of reminds me of professional wrestling, in a way that, when I was a kid, you'd come out, Jesse the Body and these guys, and they would play the music, and obviously Hulk and Randy Savage, would come out to which I really like was Voodoo Child. I actually adopted that when Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage came out. I forget when they kind of came bad guys, and they came out to that. I thought it was really cool.
But was it difficult in choosing the Mets over the Dodgers to go into the Hall of Fame?
Well, not really. I would lie to say at the time, obviously, when I left the Dodgers, it was very contentious, and there was a lot of able to work out an extension, and it was just one of those things. It's like a bad divorce, and it just. At the time, obviously, I wasn't happy, but as the years go on, I have no ill will at all at the Dodgers, and I never really did. It took me some time, obviously, because once I came to New York and did pretty well here, it just was bygones be bygones, and that was it. And, again, I love Tommy, and when I was with Team Italy a few years ago, we were training at the Dodgers camp, and a lot of the old Dodgers came up to me and said hi, and so it was very nice. But no, look, the Mets stepped up. They traded for me. They signed me, and obviously, going to the World Series here, it wasn't that difficult.
I think when I talked to you after you'd been announced that you had made the Hall of Fame, that I said that you don't know what it's going to feel like. You can practice that speech, but until you get in the moment, you don't know how that emotion is going to affect you. And it almost felt like when you started to read it, deliver it, it started to sink in even deeper, and it made you even more emotional in front of that crowd.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it was funny because I had done, Jimmy Kimmel the week before, and I went on the show and I said, "Look, I know I'm going to cry. Yeah. I'm going to cry." And he said, he sent me a text. It was funny the day before, and he said, "Real men cry at funerals and when they get inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame, so don't worry." And it was really funny. No, you're right, and I think when you think about it, that just. In my kind of theme, it was kind of, I had an unofficial theme, is that you do not go in alone. I mean, and when I think at the time, so many people helping me, and a lot of times you don't even recognize it. I mean, you don't, I told the story about Reggie Smith, and at the time I was young and I was immature and obviously disgruntled and wanted to quit the game, but he reached out, and I said, the biggest lesson he taught me was not hitting, how to hit a baseball, but the game of life, and not to quit. And that stuff is powerful, and it obviously affected my life immensely from my father, the first contact to this game with my dad, and then on through the minors and mentioning EK and Fonzie and guys I play with now. And so that journey, which the response has been great. The people said, "Man, you took us on your journey, and it was really special." It was, yes, but it is a powerful thing, and I'm glad I was able to collect myself and not, cry all over the words.
What do you regret more, the mullet, the mustache, or the frosted tips, or none of the above?
Well, the good thing in bronze, you can't see the frosted tip, so that's out.
Okay.
They did put in, I think, the goatee and the mullet in the back. Even the artist who did the plate was there when they installed it on Monday, and he came up to me and he said, "I wanted to put a little bit of the hair in the back, and it looks great." And so, yeah, it's. Do I regret anything? I mean, look, that was the 90s, man. I think, I saw Randy Johnson there. He had a mega mullet, and he had that thing looked like, someone took, Paul Stanley's hair and put it under his hat and just, unraveled it. So, yeah, and looking back and seeing it, a few of the guys that had the hair and now, not so much. It's something that makes, hold
on to what you have for as long as you can.
Exactly. Never complain about too much hair. You know that one.
By the way, I got you 1 for 3 off Mo Rivera.
Yeah, probably was a broken bat, 3, pieces all over the place.
No,
he was amazing.
No, it was a home run.
Wait,
you don't remember hitting a home run off Mariano Rivera?
Oh, you know what? I do remember that now. What year was that?
Wait, you guys are supposed to remember everything. I figured you can tell me the count that you hit it off.
No, I think because I made the last out against them in the World Series. It's after that I went into a deep depression. So maybe because that wiped that whole home run sort of, lure. I don't even remember what year that was now. That's crazy. It might have just if he was in the game, I don't know if it really was significant or tied or anything, but I got to look that one up. That's something. All right, so then I'm glad you gave me this ammunition because when Mo gets
you own
there,
him.
Obviously.
Yeah, you own him.
Hey, I'll take 333 against the game's greatest closer of all time.
You know who you owned. I felt bad for this guy. You know who you owned. You can tell me.
I'm not even going to go there.
His Hall of Fame pitcher. You owned him.
It was Pedro.
Well, Pedro's there, but poor Tom Glavine.
Oh, yeah. Tommy couldn't. I did bang him pretty good. I got a few. What's funny? I have a few bombs off Pedro, too. Is like,
you got 6 off him, and you got 6 off Glavine.
Yeah, no, I remember Pedro used to throw me that little cutter, and everything else I couldn't hit, and I used to just sit all over that. And he usually threw it to me when I was ahead or behind in the count. And so, yeah.
You were waiting for it.
Trap.
Yeah. Oh, you
did. The
trap. Hey, congrats. That was a great speech, great day, and thanks for joining us.
It was my pleasure. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Mike Piazza, Hall of Fame.
Tomorrow, it's Sobrist, Contreras, and Chicago against Cano, Cruz, and Seattle. Beginning at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN.
To get where I am today has taken years of hard work, tens of thousands of miles, and more energy than I knew I had. But that's okay. I'm looking far down the road, where many more hours and miles and long days lay ahead. Because where I am today is just a start compared to where I'm going. I'm coming over.
Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
The best things in life are free.
When you choose Hollywood Casinos, you've already won. Because you get more of the games you want and more of the rewards you deserve. And in July, it's the Hot Summer Rides giveaway. Play at both locations for a chance to win all-American sports cars at Joliet and the coolest motorcycles and ATVs at Aurora. Only at Hollywood Casino Aurora and Joliet. There's no place like Hollywood.
Tomorrow, your Silver and Black bring their bats to Minneapolis for an AL Central collision with the Twins. Watch them swing for a weekend series opening win right here. White Sox and Twins, starting at 7 p.m. on CSN Chicago.
Welcome to Wrigley Field.
Arrieta's cruising along. Swing and a miss. And it is gone. We're tied.
Rizzo gets on the top. He makes a catch.
Got him. Called strike three. Jake Arrieta, a 20-game winner. Deep left, way back. It is gone. A 3-run homer. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win.
Is that place in Florida everybody goes?
Lamar. It's called Florida.
If I hit the shot.
I hit the shot. Mario.
Let's get a theme song for If I Hit the Shot game.
If I hit the shot, Mario's buying lunch game.
Mario's buying lunch.
I think the next poll is...
Oh, I blew it!
The next song is the Russell Wilson career poll song, which is related to whose stats are doing.
That is so money.
Yeah.
So money.
No, he's awesome. Right. In this area?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
dominates the paint.
T and I have this game.
It's not that easy in there.
That I invented. Bobby Knight gets to see you take one jump shot and determine if you're going to make the 1984 Olympic team based on that jump.
Based on this one
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It obviously doesn't.
That's what everybody played as a kid.
So.
Ooh, we got to get that kid on
Even though you made it, I'm still not going to let you.
Yeah, no. That's the thing. You got to jump a little higher than you normally jump.
I'd just go, hey, Bob, there's more where that came from.
Yeah, see, you had it.
And then I would just walk off the floor like that. More songs coming up. It's Whose Stats Would You Want? What we like to do is take one player, put up his stats without a name attached to it, then another player with his stats and no name attached. And this really was born out of Russell Wilson. By the way, Paulie, you got to help your boy there.
He's doing all right.
No.
Have you seen Ciara?
Have you seen the Rambo poster?
No.
I sent it to you yesterday.
It didn't come through on my phone. It wouldn't open up.
Oh, just take a gander at that. He's in a Rambo pose.
Oh, my God.
Paulie, come on.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
That's like a throwback to, like when you had the Nails poster.
It looked like those 80s posters they used to use, like the Bears, punky quarterback.
Yeah.
Dude, it's an awesome picture.
No, it's not.
Celebrating our military.
But it's not. That's not a good look. That's not good.
He's wearing like a ripped up tank top, army fatigues, boots.
Yeah, the best part of this is actually the boxes behind him that has like things written on it. Like it looks like it's a box of ammunition, but it says like needle threaders. First down balls.
Yeah, Paul.
I think that was just a shot of him walking into the facility, and that's not staged in any way. That's just how.
Oh, you think that's how he walks in?
He goes to work.
Oh, okay.
I'm
all
here
right. Well,
for
then
war.
I take it back. Okay.
It's all business.
I get it. All right. Give me a Whose Stats jingle here to lead into this next Whose Stats Would You Want?
Whose stats do you want? Whose stats do you want? Whose
That's really pleasant and soothing. That's two-a-days, by the way. It's very nice. Light FM just said, boy, that's lighter than Light FM. All right, here we go. Whose stats would you want? Catcher's edition, Paulie.
16 seasons this catcher played.
All right.
308 batting average, 427 homers, 12 All-Star game appearances, no MVP awards.
Okay, so that's Mike Piazza.
Right. 17 seasons for this catcher, 267 batting average, 389 homers, 14 All-Star game appearances. He won the MVP twice in his career.
That's Jonathan Bench.
Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
Johnny Lee Bench.
Yeah. Bench is best catcher of all time. So, clutch hitter, greatest fielder, great arm, great athlete, Johnny Bench.
Is that a personal argument for you as well as you're analyzing it as a sports person? Is it somewhat personal to you with Johnny Bench?
Yeah, it has to be a little bit. I think Tony Perez is one of the greatest clutch hitters of all time. But I don't know what the stats nerds would how the stats would bear out with that. But Perez was always one of the great clutch stats guy of all time. Always. Yeah, McLevin.
Johnny Bench, No, actually, Paulie made me say that. But the thing is, people got to realize it's a completely different era. I mean, numbers are crazy now compared to
all
what
we
they
care
were.
about are numbers.
Right, but like Joe Namath, we were talking about quarterbacks the other day. Joe Namath threw like 30 interceptions and 10 touchdowns one year. These are different sports. You can't compare Johnny Bench to Mike Piazza.
Not with these numbers now, no. But Bench, to me, is the greatest catcher of all time. Like, Piazza is the greatest hitting catcher of all time.
Who's in that list? Yogi Berra? I don't even know who.
Well, Pudge Rodriguez is in there, but, then there's always the steroid rumors with Pudge Rodriguez that you have to factor in there as well. Carlton Fisk. Fisk had the record for home runs by a catcher. Let's see, who else who would be in there?
I know he's not great. I remember when Benito Santiago.
Oh, I loved
his arm. Was crazy.
He had a great arm. I think he may have won a batting title as a catcher. Benito Santiago. Yes, Paul.
When we were kids, we used to watch Tony Pena when he was with the Pirates, and he'd do the sticking out leg thing.
Yeah.
And that, for some reason, that felt very cool.
Yadier Molina is going to be a Hall of Famer, isn't he? The Cardinals, he's considered far and away the best. I'm watching the Cubs last night. They've thrown out the fewest base runners. I don't know if it matters anymore. Where it used to be, as a catcher, you didn't want people to run on you. All right, we'll come back. More of your theme songs there for Whose Stats Would You Want. Also, tomorrow, Bob Costas from Rio and former Cub great Rick Sutcliffe will join us as well. So back to Close Up Shop after this.
Why buy in July? I'm going to tell you why. With a huge selection, Schaumburg Kia has the new Kia you're looking for.
Lease a 2017 Sportage for just $289 a month with zero down payment. J.D. Power's 2016 initial quality study results are in, and the Kia Soul and Sportage ranked highest in their segments. We couldn't be more proud.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman's Schaumburg Kia, just west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road, Schaumburg.
Second City? This is our city, the best city in the world. In Chicago, the road to success is paved with tenacity and sweat. Work isn't a four-letter word, it's a badge of honor. One that's been worn proudly on White Sox uniforms over the years by legends from all backgrounds and nationalities. United with their teammates and united with the fans by a bond of hard work and passion for the game. It's time to step up.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, so you can finish your latest project and start planning the next big thing. Right now, save with an 11% rebate on Moen kitchen faucets. Moen offers a wide selection of styles and options. Save big money and get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
4x for being one with the water, sand, and the land. For those that let the open air guide them. For inspired style, matched only by what it stands for. Jeep Cherokee, It's how we live 4x for summer. Get 0% APR for 75 months or $3,500 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash on 2016 Cherokee models.
We should call your mom, tell her we're going to be late.
Just press 1. She's programmed.
Aw, am I number 2? No, mom's cell. Number 3, mom's work. Number 4, not me. Number 5, not me. Number 6, not me. 7, Brian's crib. Number 8, Power Jams.
Technology that fits your world. The BMW 3 Series. Visit your Chicagoland BMW centers today.
Oh, we got a stat correction? Oh, no, don't tell me you did this to Mike Piazza.
We double-checked. Mike Piazza, there was a computer glitch, and they gave us the wrong thing. The stat is he had one hit off Mo Rivera. Was not a home run.
Maybe it was that little broken bat.
It was.
Single. Oh. Poor Mike.
Got his hopes up.
Yeah.
Ruined his Hall of Fame week.
Yeah. Now he's going to see Rivera and go, hey, 1 for 3 took you deep. And Rivera's going to go, no, you hit a little base hit, a little broken bat bleeder off me. Ooh, that's awkward. Fritzy, you make the call. Sports Illustrated cover. McLevin says...
It's actually, the Time magazine cover is the Olympics this week.
Okay.
Can you guess which athlete they featured?
Is it only one?
It's only one.
So I'll give you Phelps or the field?
Definitely the field, just to open it up.
Okay, so is it Simone Biles?
Oh, come on. Can't you get some wrong guesses first and mix it in? Do you know how this works?
Okay, I just...
Yes, okay. Just call her the game changer.
Yeah. She's incredible.
My wife and kids keep playing highlights of her.
She's so far ahead of everybody else when it comes to gymnastics.
You know, the big gymnastics. I thought Gabby Douglas was the big star.
Yeah, but she's bigger than her. And she's better than her.
She's like the Michael Jordan of gymnastics, the way she's being described.
She's so athletic. Yes. All right, let me get a few more jingles in here. Jason in North Carolina. Jason, what do you have for me?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, bud.
I hadn't really heard a country version yet, so I think I'm going to give it a try.
Love it.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Well, they call me the Stat Man. That's my name. Tell me whose stats you'd rather have, who's going down in flames. Hey, everybody like to have the stats you got, but there can only be one, so tell me who you got. I'm the Stat Man. Yeah, that's my name.
Thank you, Jace. Well, country flavor, I like it.
Well done.
Yeah, I'd like to hear a studio version of that. Maybe get some studio time for these people. Josh in Oregon. Hey, Josh, what do you have for me?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Josh.
6'1", 215. All right. Got something different for you. Here you go.
Okay.
Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Joe DiMaggio. Who's that? What do you want?
Wow. I think Josh just pulled a groin.
Oh, serious.
I like that. Operatic. Blake in Arizona. Blake, what do you have for me?
What's up, DP?
Hey, bud. Good.
5'10", chiseled, 175. All right, here we go.
All right.
Whose stats do you want? Whose stats do you want?
Who's the stats? Who's the stats? Who's the stats?
Who's that's what you want?
That's strong.
It is. That one came out of nowhere. I'm thinking, wait, where are we going with? Oh, I see where we're going with this. Ken in Maryland. Hi, Ken.
Hey, DP, how are you, bud?
Good. What do you have?
I got a Cheers-themed one.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right.
Picking your stats in the world today takes everything you got. Wouldn't you like to play the stats game? Come on, take a shot. Wouldn't you like to play the stats game? Are they scrub or Hall of Fame? That's all I got.
All right. All right. You were working with something there.
I like it.
Thank you, Ken. It's like a Piazza single off Rivera.
Yeah.
That's what that was. All right. Let's see. Go around the room. Fritzy, I'll start with you.
We wonder if Bill Belichick's eventual Hall of Fame speech will have a little more enthusiasm than his press conference.
It has to, right? I don't think you can get up there and go,
has to.
"Oh, thank you. It's a great honor being in the Hall of Fame." McLovin?
Mike Piazza says you can't see frosted tips in bronze.
Seaton's going to have to get another one. Paulie?
Matt Damon says, quote, if this movie makes a whole bunch of dough, there'll be another Bourne movie.
Yeah, I hope so. Seaton?
Matt Damon's not happy about Deflategate.
Oh, someone's sad. What did I learn, Fritzy?
Matt Damon got a varsity letter for theater, and he grew up on Patrick Ewing Street.
What we learned brought to you by the great folks at LifeLock. You bank online, pay at the pump, use public Wi-Fi, protect it with the best. Sign up in minutes. LifeLock. Use the promo code Patrick to save 10%. LifeLock.com. More jingles tomorrow for Whose Stats Would You Want? Thanks for joining us. Dan Patrick Show. Paulie has a Whose Stats Would You Want? We have quite a few nominees here. So you can just give just a little bit of a taste.
Whose Stats You Want?
Is that Jack Black?
This one seems really long.
Yippee-yo, toe paw, start, drop it. Hey, suck it back row.
A shot at the back row.
So unnecessary.
Was there a lyric, suck it back row?
Whose stats would you want?
This is DirecTV, now part of the AT&T family and home of the Red Zone, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 21 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, Rich Eisen, and America's premier source for sports entertainment.
Tomorrow, your Silver and Black bring their bats to Minneapolis for an AL Central collision with the Twins. Watch them swing for a weekend series opening win right here. White Sox and Twins, starting at 7 p.m. on CSN Chicago.
Do you have too many bills but not enough money? Would you like one lower payment for all debt, little or no money down? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Our Chapter 13 plans stop collections and creditors in one day for as low as $95 every 2 weeks. Get rid of bill collectors and high car payments. Get one lower payment today. Call or click now.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
My destiny said I belong in the city.
My destiny tried to tell me where to go.
They say everyone has a predetermined path, one we can't escape.
But my path, like my car, is my choice.
Visit MitsubishiCars.com and find the car for you.
Visit MaxMatzen.com. 0% for 72 to 84 months, plus rebates topping $1,500 and rebates and discounts from $5,500 to $7,500 at Max Matzen Mitsubishi Summer Clearance.
The best things in life are free.
When you choose Hollywood Casinos, you've already won. Because you get more of the games you want and more of the rewards you deserve. And in July, it's the Hot Summer Rides giveaway. Play at both locations for a chance to win all-American sports cars at Joliet and the coolest motorcycles and ATVs at Aurora. Only at Hollywood Casino Aurora and Joliet. There's no place like Hollywood.
Tomorrow, it's Sobrist, Contreras, and Chicago against Cano, Cruz, and Seattle. Beginning at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN.
He has been so close so many times this season.
This is where it gets good.
The wait is over for Martin Truex Jr.
This is where outsmarting the tricky triangle can be the difference between a spot in the chase.
Martin Truex Jr., victory lane, baby.
And a demolition derby. That's Pocono, man.
I'm Anthony Rizzo, and you're watching the home for Cubs baseball, CSN Chicago, presented by State Farm.
I didn't want to go out there and not be at the top of my game.
Before the White Sox game began against the Tigers, they sent the best pitcher in the American League home in advance of his start, saying He was involved in a clubhouse incident.
This 1976 throwback jersey turned out to be the controversy.
They were uncomfortable, and they're just unorthodox.
Chris likes the 83s. 76, that's a different story.
I didn't want anything to, alter my mechanics.
We suspending Chris for 5 days, making him eligible to return Thursday to the active roster.
Business came before winning. I didn't like that. I didn't like it, and I don't think I ever will.
Everybody has their routines. Everybody has a certain feel, and he felt he was going to be compromised.
Even what happened, it's uniform. You have to act appropriately.
I think it's a little bit about nothing. It's really between the team and Chris Sale more than anybody.
He asking me, what you was doing, I was like, you know what? I don't know, because I was lucky enough to manage a group men.
To go achieve that goal of winning a championship. That's why we're all here. Nothing, like I said, nothing else matters.
Chris Sale makes his first start since he was suspended, and it is on the crosstown stage. Hello and welcome to SportsNet Central, presented by CLR. I'm Layla Rahimi. We break down the key moments in the final game of the series, have post-game reaction from the clubhouses, and our Cubs and Sox crews combine to analyze it all. Plus, injury scares at Bears camp, and Jimmy Butler talks about Dwayne Wade. It is all on SportsNet Central starting right now.
To SportsNet Central, presented by CLR.
The finale of the Crosstown Cup saw the Cubs trying to tie the series, and Chris Sale back on the mound facing John Lackey. And Cubs starter John Lackey was trying to get his first win since June 8th. The Sox get to him in the first inning. Tim Anderson hits a slow chopper down the third baseline. It doesn't roll foul. There's not much you can do about that one. Chris Bryant. Anderson is bored. Melky Cabrera is next. He shoots one into the right field corner. Anderson gets the stop sign from third base coach Joe McEwing. He decides to go anyway, works out, slides in to tie the game at 1. Bottom of the first now. Sale facing Chris Bryant, who's 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts against the lefty in his career. But let's not forget the All-Star game. The first pitch from Sale to Bryant in San Diego, and it was a no-doubter at Petco Park as the Cubs slugger went deep. Back to this game, Bryant gets a hold of that Sale delivery and sends it to center. This one goes off the top of the wall. Dexter Fowler scores to tie it up. Bryant just misses the home run. Third inning, runner in scoring position for Ben Zobrist. This is a hot shot up the middle. Fowler scores again, and it's 2-1 Cubs. Fifth inning, Anthony Rizzo having some fun with Deontay Navarro, a little playful shove as he tries to get back into the batter's box. Meanwhile, John Lackey hadn't given up a hit since the first inning. In the sixth, 2 on and 2 out for Jose Abreu. Lackey gets a Sox slugger to pop one up to end the threat. He goes 6 innings, giving up just 1 run. In the 7th inning, how about some more from Rizzo and Navarro? Rizzo taking the batting gloves out of his back pocket. No harm, no foul. Little squat. Those 2 laughed it off. Sox threaten again in the 8th. Tyler Saladino is pinch hitting, and he sends us one to left. Turns the wheels on, and it ends up being a double. So Adam Eaton steps in with no outs, and on an 0-2 count, Eaton looks at strike 3, and he's not happy about it at all, telling umpire Jeremy Lane that pitch was outside. And we take one more look. Pitch tracks shows it was outside and a ball. And then with 2 outs, Aroldis